remembers Cooper meeting Peter for the first time in 2016 when they both delivered speeches at the University of Sydney at the event Peter was talking about. Coops recounted Peter as awesome in real life and one seriously big unit, and he wasn't wrong. It makes me feel even sillier for leaving my 6-inch stilettos in the cupboard this morning, leaving me here looking like Grand Daniel hosting Family Feud. Nonetheless, we thank Peter for joining us. Only 3 brief years ago to the day, my brother Cooper stepped onto the grounds of Wyville with his teammates to contest the coveted bat. What we did not know at the time was this would be one of the last occasions he would do so. That day, Cooper defied the odds, his medical team, and everyone in between, to not only return to first 11 cricket, but to take 5 wickets in this pressure cooker competition. For context, during my sole try-grammar series 7 years ago, as an opening batsman, I recorded scores of 0, 0, and 0 across my 3 innings. Dad didn't talk to me for weeks. Mum tried her best, but she couldn't hide the despondency in her eyes. Both sets of my grandparents removed me from their will, and I received a series of abusive messages from one particularly nasty cousin I hadn't spoken to since I was 4. All of them so disappointed I'd so irreversibly tainted the rice-braiding family name in such a highly regarded competition. You can imagine the relief I felt then, when 4 years later, Coops did the impossible and restored dignity back to the rice-braiding name. As impressive as this was, I often contemplate the superhuman effort it would have taken in the midst of a grueling immunotherapy, Alan Campbell, that's immunotherapy, regime, and only a matter of months after surgeons performed a 10-hour surgery to replace his humerus with his fibula, for Coops to come out in 30-degree heat and bowl the number of overs he did. He may be my brother, however this special brand of courage was nothing short of inspiring. It was also one of the happiest days of his life. Casting my eye around the room today, I cannot help but think how proud he would have been to have each of you share this very special occasion. Each of you seated in this room this morning has played an enormous part in Coops' brief life, and you have also perpetuated his memory with your love and support. Rarely is the future manifestation of tragedy a consideration when a school is chosen for a child, and yet this is often when the true test of any school can be measured. From the management of Cooper's attendance throughout his treatment regime, to the devout consideration and kindness he was afforded by Grandma. And of course, when we all remembered Coops and the inspirational life he led at his service on September 1st, 2017. The manner in which the school facilitated such a beautiful ceremony in the most appropriate of locations. Farewelling Coops will always be the hardest day of our lives. However, doing so in such a dignified and respectful manner is something our family will never, ever forget. And for that, we offer our eternal gratitude to Sydney Grammar. Our family would like to take the opportunity to thank Headmasters Dr. John Valance and Dr. Richard Malpass, together with Mr. Philip Barr, Mr. Jason Slater, along with an array of masters far too numerous to name individually, for their continued support throughout this ordeal. We also wish to acknowledge the remarkable efforts of Mr. Jonathan Redback and his baptism of fire as newly appointed Master of Sport. The sole reason we sit here this morning is because of his willingness, while still on official leave, to oversee arrangements for today. Furthermore, I'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to the Master of Cricket, Alan Campbell, who together with Ross Turner from Newington, facilitated Coops' return to the GPS cricket competition, as it was fraught with obvious conditions. These very special and dedicated individuals set the stage for the most memorable day of Coops' life. Then there were Cooper's first 11 teammates, led by Captain Will Yeaman. This exceptional group of young men did not miss a beat. This was never more evident than when Cooper played his first game after surgery, starting the day with hair, and by lunch, the hair had gone, falling out under his cap due to ongoing treatment. A confronting sight to a group of 16-year-olds. They dealt with the situation as all opens cricketers at Grammar do, trash-talking umpiring decisions in the opposition, and gossiping about which of the boys have been messaging which of the girls, all the while smashing a monstrous plate of Chargwell Charlie's roast chicken, wonton salad, and potato wedges. When you think about it, it probably isn't all that surprising Grammar hasn't won a cricket premiership in 16 years, but I digress. There was an unspoken empathy which underlines the laughter and the banter that day, which paved the way for the thing that meant the most to Coops during his treatment, normalcy. 7 months later, almost to the day that brought so much joy, Coops' valiant battle came to an end. Our world as we knew it came crumbling down. We were left to contemplate our new life without Cooper's larger-than-life presence and to continue the outstanding work he began as a passionate advocate for sarcoma patients. We entered this new and daunting phase in our lives surrounded by the love and support of those in the room today, all of whom walked beside us. I'd like to, if I may, bring a spotlight on the table just at the centre of the room in front of me. The Sydney Swans, represented today by Media and Public Relations Manager Jordan Lane and Cooper's dear friend, high performance coach Peter Berbikov, embody all that is great about sport, and in particular AFL. Their support of Cooper in his darkest hours and ongoing commitment to the foundation that bears his name is truly humbling. Then there is the uber-stylish social commentator and journalist Melissa Hoyer. Unfortunately, Melissa had to pull out late due to commitment to a sunrise, but she sends her very kind regards. She is a seasoned media professional whose effortless charisma is felt by everyone in the room who are fortunate enough to attend the events she hosts. Melissa gives so much to a plethora of charities, sacrificing time for them she simply does not have. She truly has a heart the size of Far Labs. To Walkley Award-winning ABC Four Corners journalist Leslie Robinson, who had the daunting task of following Coop around with a microphone and a camera crew for a few months. I can only imagine how many times she had to censor a certain four-letter word from her recordings, yet Cooper grew so very fond of her. Leslie is the sole reason we have the precious final memories of Coop from this very ground, and her coverage of his fight to the end was as deeply humbling as it was respectful. We've covered the big unit Pete and remain forever grateful to everything he does. Sally and Fergus Keel, you guys came into Coops' life through their remarkable son Lockie's friendship with Coops. And together with Annette Ward, Claire Bonnick and Gay McGrath, you are also in this room this morning. I'm sure you have a series of stories you could tell about Coops, however they may be slightly inappropriate for this time of the morning. Could the real John Watson please stand up? Another of the outstanding individuals who just happens to have the daunting task of managing Australia's best-known musical industry stars, yet finds time to support our work whenever asked. John may have dealt with some of Australia's rowdiest rock stars. However, looking at the length of Jackson's hair this morning, I can't help but feel the theory that an alcoholic rock star is easier to manage than your own child. Keen to read your empirical paper on that theory, John. And if you think John Watson's job is a difficult one, spare a thought for elite athlete manager Peter Lovett. Pete manages some of the largest names in sport, most notably the GOAT